receiver for the Niners, said, quote, "I feel like he got shook early when the pressure that we were bringing, and he was just throwing gimmes out there," close quote. So, Joy, Tua has been on his high horse all season long. Did your opinion change in that loss of Tua?
No. Did that 3-game stretch that Josh Allen had early in the season change your opinion of Josh Allen? No. Are good quarterbacks allowed to have a bad game against the #1 defense in the NFL? I think so. Now, that was ass kicking all day long except for the first play of the game. All that. We know that. You can't talk trash after that game. You just take that L, go back, reevaluate, watch some tape, maybe submit that you might not see another defense like that again until you get to the Super Bowl. Lick your wounds and come back next week and play a good game against the Chargers. But I'm not changing my opinion of Tua off of one game. You can't do that. You can pick apart anyone's career if you start doing that.
Yeah, I won't say my opinion changed, but it was expanded. I thought Tua was unshakable. I'll be honest. I thought Tua couldn't flinch. What in the world do I mean? Trailing the Baltimore Ravens, outscores the Baltimore Ravens by 28 points in the fourth quarter, come back, dub. Plays the Buffalo Bills, trailing the Bills, gets knocked out of the game for the Bills, comebacks in the game for the Bills, dub. Thursday Night Football, after a concussion against the Bills, he ain't even shook. Goes out there against the Bengals, gets carted off the field, returns after being carted off the field and the whole world is watching, dub, when he finally comes back onto the football field. So I thought Tua was unshakable. I really was like, yo, it does not matter. He has been stumbling in games, dub. He's been down by 21 in the fourth quarter, dub. He's come back from being carted off the field and a week later, dub. But then he saw them Niners. Yeah. And I was like, he can get shook. So my opinion didn't change. I still think Tua is like that. But my opinion did expand because I was looking at Tua and I was like, man, I thought you was unshakable. And now I realized, okay, you are shakeable. I get it. Dave Hellman, did your opinion change?
I think a great analogy for this is the other big game of the week, Cincy and Kansas City. Would you think less of Joe Burrow if he had lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best teams in the league, Patrick Mahomes? You probably wouldn't. But you think more of him now, probably, because he played so great, beat him for the 3rd time in a calendar year. I think that's where I'm at. I don't think less of Tua. Look, let's give him a little bit of grace. He didn't have Teron Armstead in that game. Their offensive line was compromised. This is the Niners. Like Joy said, I got it right here. Their last 5 opponents, the quarterbacks are averaging 73% quarterback rating. They got 5 total touchdowns and 7 turnovers. So the Niners are doing this to everyone. I don't think less of Tua, but watching that game, there were a handful of plays that he left on the field, like a handful of chunk gains that he didn't throw a good ball. And I think a lot of that, like Deebe Samuel said, Deebo is a great quote, by the way. You can count on Deebo to keep it real. He left some plays on the field. And so I don't think less of him, but if he had managed to play a fantastic game, maybe not even win, but if he had played a fantastic game, I think I would have a higher opinion of him, but I don't have a lower opinion of him.
2-5. Yeah, no, my opinion didn't change. I mean, he's a good quarterback. He had a bad game. That happens all the time. And then when you really watch the tape, and like Dave said, he missed some open passes that he normally hits, deep gainers, deep yards. But hey, you play against the #1 defense. This is a good thing about the NFL. You gotta have a bad game going against the #1 defense. He could change it right around. Now he's playing the Chargers. That's the 30th ranked defense. Yep. So we're going to see Tua get a chance to get right back in the groove of things, playing a not as good defense, get his stats up, get his confidence back. I just think that all quarterbacks, even when we watched the game with Tom Brady, he was rattled. When that pressure gets in your face, no matter how good you are, it's in your head. You start thinking. You getting hit from the left, from the right, you let me get this ball out. And it looks like when I watched that game, he was worried about that rush. That rush got to him. He hasn't seen nothing like that. Think about it. If you go this whole year playing good defenses, you talked about Bengals, Bills, Ravens, they're solid. They ain't like 49ers. When you watch, you see a difference. And I think he really realized and found oh, damn, these dudes is So he felt that, but he'll be back.
Let me come to you. Obviously, you and I rock with the Dolphins. You were born and raised, figuratively speaking, with that Miami fan base.
She's a Finn.
Dave said something brilliant. I want to come to you with it. He said that, the Niners defense does this to everybody. And at first, it's like, okay, they do it to everybody. It should happen. But don't you think there's a point where, Tua, if you're not like everybody else, then you can't allow the Niners to treat you like everybody else?
Well, you have to tell the whole story also. No one cares. Nobody cares, of course. But their offensive line, which is already not great, was not complete. That's who protects Tua from the #1 defense. Dave also said something telling, and this is why I don't like necessarily, it's not as fun, obviously, but like we bill Patrick Mahomes versus Joe Burrow. But Patrick Mahomes ain't playing Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow isn't playing Patrick Mahomes.
Sure.
Joe Burrow is playing the Kansas City defense, which is good, but it's not the San Francisco 49ers defense. Tua was playing the San Francisco 49ers defense. He wasn't playing Brock Purdy. He wasn't playing Jimmy Garoppolo. So we have to, when we're talking about and evaluating these games, just click that part away from the, the billing, away from the poster, and focus on what actually is happening in the game, which is Tua going up against that defense.
You mentioned Patrick Mahomes. We saw Patrick Mahomes go up against that defense.
Yes, but Patrick Mahomes there's one guy in the league that's Patrick Mahomes.
But
His name's Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes becomes that one by doing things like he did against that Niners defense. He becomes that one.
Is anyone saying that Tua and Patrick Mahomes are the same?
No, but I do believe, Dave, because, you know me, I was itching.
Oh,
if
sure.
If they would have beat the Niners, we said it on Friday before the game. Like, if they beat the Niners, Tua is in that top 3 to me, right? Like we was all there. Yeah. So I'm not saying Tua is Patrick Mahomes, but boy, had he lit those Niners up. I was ready to be like, he's top 3. I'll go to war for it. Now I'm just like, no, he's still top 5. He's still top. He's top 5.
Good quarterback.
Stays right where he is.
There's only one the best. That's why they're the best.
Correct, but you become the best by beating the best.
Right, but nobody's having that conversation about who's better than Patrick Mahomes. We did that early in the season. We had for a little second, we were talking about Josh Allen, and then we were like, okay, we're going to just slide that under and we'll keep that until after the season to revisit that. He's one of one. I don't want to say he's him because we wore that out already. But, there's a reason Patrick Mahomes is regarded as the way he is, because he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if he would have beat him, Tua would have beat him.
Hey.
We'd have been talking that. We'd have been talking that.
Hey.
But he didn't.
He didn't. But this weekend.
But it doesn't mean that Tua it doesn't disregard everything else that
Tua's still like that.
He's got 2 opportunities, Chargers and Bills. I mean, that's the cool thing about football. You get other chances to do it again.
You gotta love it. Well, Bill Belichick has been given several chances, and he's earned all of them. 6-time Super Bowl champ. But Patriots fans are saying maybe it's time for coaching change. We got to weigh in on that one next. Should they move on from the greatest of all time at coaching? That's next. The wait is over. It's time for Crazy Work, the best segment on television. LaShawn McCoy going through the top players on offense that gave defenders crazy work, making them look stupid. Shady, go ahead.
Okay, it's Crazy Work. Here we go with number 5. We're going Tutu Atwell. Now listen, they say this kid's all about speed. He's a fast guy. He's a track guy. LaShawn Jackson told me about this dude when he's with the Rams.
Okay.
But check him out. He's going deep, right? He sees it. He says, oh, is that a catch? That's a one-handed catch. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. He's a complete wide receiver. That's called crazy work. That's hard to do, though. All right, hand coordination and do that? Oh, look at that. Give me this.
How do you feel about a swagger?
He looked like Michael Jordan's logo. I don't know. That's called crazy work. Okay. We're on number 4. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Now check this out. Now watch this game. It was tough. It was the first game with Deshaun Watson back, so they needed a spark. They called on Peoples-Jones. He's for the people, and Jones is to the crib. Woo! Now look at that speed. That's called crazy work. They need him back.
Special teams giving crazy work.
Down in Texas, they needed him, and what did he do? He came up big. Made one cut. Look at keeping his balance. 1 foot to the crib. That's hard to do, man. I never did that. Peoples-Jones, I gotta give it to you, bro. That's called crazy work.
Big dog,
Okay, Jahan Dawson, number 3, all the way Pitt State. We are. I didn't go to Pitt, but I gave love out. Okay, so we'll go like this though. So look at the route. He stems him right, then he gets the catch. But after the catch, he breaks the tackle and then the spin.
Yo, that was crazy.
Oh my God.
That was crazy.
It's like you